In a lot of states, it's 15, 20 years, and ours is 40.
0 to 40 is too much latitude, man. Like you said, that manslaughter I got the 4 years on, that was rare. But I believe the only reason I was able to pull off that sentence was because of the fact the jury, I don't think understood that even though he killed him, self-defense applied. And I think the judge realized that from me putting on my case. It's the only reason he got the sentence he got. And like I said, it was one of the few times a client gave a statement, turned himself in, that I think actually helped him at trial, especially when it came time for sentencing.
Was this case a case where there was a lot of experts or private investigators you needed to go out and retain, or was it just attacking their witnesses?
The public defender office has an investigator, so I brought him in and told him exactly what I needed. But I didn't have to use him because everything I was going to get in through him, I got in through the police, which is great when a witness that's not yours brings in the testimony that you need. And so I didn't have to use him, but we went out there, photographed the area, made photographs. We went into the woods where the exact location of where the dead bodies was found. Now, mind you, the vacant lot where it was found, the front of the lot was an empty open field. The back of the lot was wooded. The snitch claimed that as soon as he got to the edge line between the field and the wood line, he could see the bodies, which I knew wasn't true. So we went out there and I had my investigator. We went into the woods. He stood where the bodies was. I went back to the wood line and took video of him talking. You clearly couldn't see him. But when the officer who had the cadaver dog and the other investigators testified, they testified that when they got to the wood line, you couldn't see the body. So I didn't need my investigator to do that. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I requested my client's cell phone records, but the carrier didn't have them. I was going to need an expert to maybe GPS coordinate his location if it would help me, but I couldn't get any records. So other than that, there was no real experts to engage because the only evidence was the testimony of one witness. So there was no ballistics to combat, no DNA to combat, no confession under duress, none of that stuff. It was just knocking down they one and only evidence was the witness, and to show how, I don't want to say how bad, but how lack of an investigation the police did